Oh, hey guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. It's one downside to actually doing this stuff at work, like working on the car and that. I do have to still do work for the business while I'm here. I just have to like do my filming and stuff in my off time. So yeah, that's all good. I got it fixed. One thing that people always get a wee bit confused by that I try to explain, because people always ask whereabouts my shop is or anything like that. People get a bit confused. So Audio.etc, that's just my YouTube channel and me. But I work for a business called Audio.etc. We're in Christchurch, New Zealand. So, where is it? Auto Sound and Security in Christchurch. So I work for Pat, for him. That comes first. Audio.etc comes second, and I just do that in my downtime and try and entertain you guys a wee bit. So yeah, that's what's the deal with that, because I do get asked about it a lot. Yeah. Let me know where you guys are from. How's it going, Brian? Checking in from the US. Great videos, man. Keep it up. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. How are these tweeter pods going? Oh yeah, they're pretty well hard. I could probably almost take them off and start building up on them again. Let me know where you guys are from. I'm interested to see what my fans are from, because you guys are obviously the ones who check in every time. What's up from Canada, Stephen? Puerto Rico. Awesome concept behind your channel, bud. Thanks, man. There's really not much going on here, is there? It's kind of dull. Let's get some. Are you from Argentina? Hi, how's it going? I think those fans I installed for the amp really did help. What's up from Australia, guys? Yeah, because the amplifier, I've given it a couple of feels recently, like after I've been playing some music, and it definitely does feel cooler. LEDs are still looking dope as. It's all looking good. Keep up the good video, man. Thanks, man. If you guys got any car audio questions for me, now would probably be the ideal time to do them, because I haven't really got nothing else to do. I'm just waiting for stuff to dry so I can keep working on it. See what you guys have been. Actually, let's go through some of your comments on my recent videos. Oh, for fuck's sake, another phone call? I'm not gonna cancel and go live again. I'll sit you guys down in a corner and I'll take this. This shouldn't take me too long. Hello, Auto Sound and Security. You're speaking with James. Hi, how's it going? Grant, no, he's gone out, sorry. Can I take a message? Yep, sure. Where is it? Jenny from Mongoose? Yep, I'll let him know you called. Cool, bye. Phones never stop ringing. Yeah, only 2,000 subscribers. I know, man. I don't know. I don't know what I can do to make it any better. Like, let's go onto my channel here. If you guys have got any suggestions for my channel, definitely shout them out, because I'm always trying to boost it up. I want to make it a decent sized channel. At the moment I got 2,757, so that's pretty decent. Like, I'm happy with the amount of views I'm getting per video, but obviously it would be cooler if it was a bit bigger. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. Let's go into the comments and see what you guys have been asking me. Where is it? What do I have to go to? Oh, here. What is your favourite speaker? Focal K2? Well, yeah, I mean, it depends. If you're talking about speakers I've dealt with physically, or do you mean speakers I just know about in existence? Because definitely the coolest speakers I've had hands-on with would be the Focal K2s. They're probably the most expensive speakers I've ever held. But obviously, if I had to choose between having them over the Focal Utopias, the Utopias would win, because they're a better speaker. Let's go, where is it? That's where it is. Comments, let's see what you guys have been saying on my videos. Would you strapped amps or gain match? Sorry man, ask that again, what did you mean by that? Would you strapped amps or gain matched? Hey, from the East Coast, Wompy Womperson, nice name there. Oh well, I might as well give you guys like a tour of the workshop, I guess. Obviously this is like, hold on, let me go up the stairs. Love watching your videos, man, when I'm at the moment upgrading my sound. Nice, man, I hope you enjoy that. Strapping two amps as one or two individual amps working by themselves. I've never done two amps strapped together as one in like a master and slave mode. We've never really had a demand for that kind of setup. We've always gone, for the most part, one mono block and one 4-channel amplifier. Either that or a 5-channel. Never had to use more than one amplifier on a subwoofer before, sorry, because we just don't have the demand for the install of a subwoofer that requires so much power that they don't make an amp powerful enough to do it, do you know what I mean? Like the most powerful amp we can probably get would probably be the Rockford Fosgate T2500 BDCP. So that's 2,500 watts RMS. I don't know, we have never had a customer come in needing that much power, or let alone suggesting a subwoofer that has more power than that. But anyway, here's the main workshop. So this is like our main bay where I do pretty much all my installs and stuff like that. We've got heaps of parts and stuff. This is where we keep all our fitting kits and pockets and whatnot. Like, what have we got? Like Ford AU, Holden Commodore kits and shit like that. More parts. This is my desk. Oh no, let me swap cameras again. So I've got my computer area, all my tools. This area I kind of use for a bit of fabrication if I need to. Test bench, power cable, speaker cable, etc. Crimps. This is our stereo system we got running, if I can focus that. This is a Macintosh deck out of a sort of 90s, what is it? A 90s Subaru Legacy Macintosh deck. Just does CD and radio, but we only listen to the radio. So yeah, we got that, and then the 5-channel amp powering these tower speakers which I made, which have AVIs in them. Those, that 12-inch sub. A couple of speakers over on Grant's side, but he doesn't really use them, so tools and stuff. So through here, this is, as you saw before, our other workshop that we got. This is where we bring big vehicles that we can't get around the corner and into this garage. This is where we bring the big ones straight in here, like camper vans and buses and stuff. And it's also like our fabrication area. You can see I've gone for a straight Doug Bernard's bench copy, almost. If this thing would focus, there we go. Table saw, table router. One thing I really want to get is a router lift, like, you know, the, not Mobile Solutions, but you know the ones I'm talking about, so that will lift them up. Rubbish bin. We got our drill press, bench grinder, little spray booth. And then over here we got all of our scrap wood and fabricating materials that we make all our baffles and everything out of. Yeah. And what's over here? More random sort of stuff. Like, these are all like old speaker baffles and stuff, like factory ones. Random. We have a lot of plastic and metal and all sorts of stuff just for fabricating, because you wouldn't believe the amount of random brackets and shit we have to make for installing stuff into cars. That's an old Eclipse board. Not Eclipse, that's an old Soundstream board. What's going on with this Mini? Grant's just installing a alarm into this Mini today, but he's gone out for a doctor's appointment. Might as well sit down now. So that's pretty much the gist of my workshop, guys. Well, not my workshop, you know what I mean, the workshop. Your subs have tripled from half a year ago. At this rate, you'll be at 10k by the end of the year. Thanks, man, that would be really awesome. 10,000 subscribers, holy Jesus. I always love watching, you know, people's milestone videos, because their reaction is always amazing. They always say, I can't believe, like, a year ago I was dreaming about being at 100,000 subscribers and today I'm at 1 million or something. It's always a good achievement. It's what I do want to do eventually, somehow get it up that high. I do not believe I'll ever get to 1 million, pardon me, because, I mean, look at the biggest channels. Does Steve Mead have 1 million yet? Because he's still the biggest one, isn't he? Come on. No, see, Steve Mead, he's the biggest car audio channel, I reckon. He's only got 447, 745, so like 500,000. So yeah, I highly doubt I'll ever get to 1 million, but 100,000 would be cool. I'd really love to get the silver play button. Thanks for the comments, Craig. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce your last name right. Craig Farner. Excellent installer, thank you very much. That's one thing people always confuse about me as well. So I'm prominently an installer, not a fabricator or anything like that, which is why I say in my videos, you know, I really have to make stuff. I don't work with fiberglass, but I mostly do soldering and install work. Soldering, wiring, but very little actual, like, material work. Like, I make wooden baffles and subwoofer boxes, but that's about it. Very little stuff with fiberglass. Let's go back to the comments here. Kill Craig. Okay. Should we sit in the duty? Have a listen, shall we? Oh, I'm gonna have to close that door to stop it beeping. There we go. Switch to. Yes, I know. Let's go to SD card. Because on my SD card, one thing I love about the stereo is I've got FLAC files on my SD card, and they're like super high quality. Sounds so good. So clear. Love that song. Like, songs like that, you know, I mean, I'd never used to be into all that sort of stuff, but once you download like a raw WAV or FLAC file of that sort of song, when you start to really hear all the individual instruments and everything like that, you can that's when you start to appreciate the songs more. I feel like a song like that is definitely easier to appreciate through a super high quality system than it is to appreciate through a cheaper one or in a low quality form, because in a 320 kilobit MP3 for that sort of song, it would just sort of sound all mixed up and mushed, and it'd be still a nice song, but it wouldn't be that great. But when you play it through a system like this, at what are FLAC files, like 1047 kilobits per second, or is it 10,000? I don't know. They're like super high quality, and you hear like the guitar over here and the guitar over there and the individual. When you can hear over top of the bass guitar and the drums and everything, one guy in the background shaking some maracas, that's when you know you've got a good sound system. Do a 0 dB, 5 or 10 dB test. I'm not sure what you mean by that, sorry man. I'm super looking forward to getting sound deadening in this car, because there's already decent bass and there's no sound deadening or subwoofer. Let's see if I switch to the other really good song that I've got in here. Not that one, not that one, not that one, this one. Good bass on this song. Every time. Thanks, man. Every time I listen to this song and hear the bass from it, knowing that there's no sound deadening, it puts a huge smile on my face. So I can't help it. So much fun. Oh, I see what you're saying, man. Right, when I calibrated the system, okay, so you guys didn't know this because I didn't actually end up uploading it. A while ago, after I got the amp installed, I actually tried to make a video of me tuning the amplifier and the system and everything like that. But I don't know, I just wasn't, it's not that I wasn't in the mood, but for some reason I just really wasn't feeling the filming and everything like that. And so I ended up not uploading it or not making it because I wasn't happy with how the filming was coming out. Give me a second to answer this phone, guys. 1 second. Good morning, Auto Sound and Security. You're speaking with James. Yep. Oh, okay, cool. Sure, thanks, man. Just one of our phone providers testing phone numbers to see if it actually goes to us or not. I don't know. Yeah, so how I tuned it, obviously, yeah, I used the test tone, I used the Rockford Fosgate built-in clean system. So what you do for that is you turn all the gains and everything on the amp right down. This will be him again, 1 second. Good afternoon, Auto Sound and Security, speaking with James. Hello? Hello? No, there's nobody there. We get that, I don't know why, that happens all the time. When you like phone call and there's no one there. It's weird. So with the clean setup for the Rockford Fosgate, you disconnect the speakers and everything from your amp, turn the gains all the way down, and then you play a test tone through your disc drive on my stereo. And for tuning the speaker amp side, so if you're tuning a speaker amp or the gains for that, you play a 1 kilohertz test tone, and then you turn the volume all the way up on the stereo till you... Sorry guys. Be good if there was someone else working here, wouldn't it? Good afternoon, Auto Sound and Security, speaking with James. Okay, cool. So yeah, you disconnect the speakers, turn the volume on the head unit all the way up, and then there's an input clip on the amp, which actually tells you if the sound coming into the amp is distorted or not. If it is, you minutely turn down the volume on the head unit. Good morning, Auto Sound and Security, speaking with James. Sweet, is that everything? Okay, cool. Thank you, man. Bye. So yeah, you turn the volume on the head unit down until the input clipping on the amplifier actually stops. Fortunately for me, this head unit doesn't have any clipping out of it whatsoever at maximum volume, so I didn't have to do that. But once that's done, you can slowly turn the gains up on the amplifier until you see an input clip signal. Let me actually get out and show you, because this is probably a wee bit confusing just to hear it all. So, it's a bit hard to see, but at the top of my amp there's an input clip LED. The flash may show it. So there's an input clip LED up there, and then the gains here have 1, 2, 3 output clipping LEDs. And if there is distortion coming out of the amplifier, those will illuminate. So all you do is you slowly tune the gains up and down until the LED on that lights up blue, because it goes off to blue, then blue-red, and then red for really bad distortion. So if you tune it to exactly blue, then that means you've got your entire system set up in a way where you can have the volume up at maximum on the head unit, and there is still absolutely zero clipping out of it. Sorry, not maximum, you can have it at the maximum volume before the input clip happens. You may have noticed if you watch Steve Mead's videos when he does his bench test amplifier testing stuff, he knows that his Sony head unit clips at about 36 out of 40 or something. Fortunately for me it's easier, I just know that this head unit does not clip whatsoever. A Pioneer AVH X8850 BT. Pioneer have always been really good, I find it, not clipping on the output side of their RCAs. Because even Alpine, who are a big contender for stereos, they still distort out of their RCAs at the top end. But yeah, basically once you've done that, you get that gains tuned perfectly to a point where you can have a huge amount of volume with zero distortion. For the crossovers, I kind of do it by ear. I will retune it once I've done the subwoofer and the sound deadening. But the way I tune them by ear is I play like a pretty bassy song. Actually no, what I did this time was I played a sweeping signal which goes from like 20 Hz all the way to 20 kHz, and I just had it up at a relatively medium volume, and I just sat here and listened while watching on screen to see at what point I could start hearing the frequency, and that tells me that the speakers are able to reproduce that frequency. So that's where I elected to set my crossovers at. If you want to see, I've got my crossovers in here. Where is it? Crossover. So I've got my front set at 50 Hz at an 18 decibel slope, and the rear at 63 Hz at an 18 decibel slope. Does my head unit have auto EQ? Yes it does. I have done it a couple of times. I haven't done it recently though. It's one thing I was going to do but haven't had time to get around to do it. It does have this auto EQ time alignment measurement. My time alignment is all set up. One thing I really like about this is you can see I've got it on front right at the moment, and this side is 130, but if I switch it to front left, oops, wrong way, then it switches 130 over to here and sets the soundstage to the passenger seat. So if I want to demo the car to someone, it's really easy to just switch the listening position and it makes it sound better. Although once I've done these tweeter pods, that may not become the case anymore, because even though you'll still be able to hear them, I have got the tweeter pods set up to be on axis for the driver. How do you get that to work? Do you just put any microphone? Not really any microphone, man. Pioneer does make a microphone that you can buy off them for it. I didn't do that. What I actually did was I used a Yamaha EQ measurement microphone, which I happen to have from my home theatre system at home, because my Yamaha home theatre system actually has the same sort of thing. It's got built-in time alignment and EQ measurement, and I happen to have a microphone for that, so I just used it for the stereo as well. I can show you how you sort of do it. Like, so if I go, first thing you do is you go here, you turn the source off, because your source has to be off for it to work. And then if you go home, settings, and then see all these audio things are blanked out now, but if I go to the bottom, auto EQ and TA measurement is there. You click it, it opens up displaying the microphone port there, and it tells you to select your listening position, well, plug in the microphone and select your listening position. I think if I go front right, you select your listening position, plug in the microphone and push the home key, which is this one here. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to try and do it when I haven't got it set up to go, but that's how you do it. How do I cancel out of this? How do you get back? Here we go, I'm fucking up live on YouTube. When finished, please push the home key. There we go. Got it. I think it doesn't do it unless it actually detects a microphone in there. But that's how you do that. And it does work to a certain extent. I think I just prefer to do it the manual way rather than what it recommends. I'm not sure if it makes it any more accurate for time alignment or not. I'd say it's probably more accurate just to measure it yourself. But yeah, the reason I had my crossovers for my rear speaker set at a higher frequency, it makes sense because the front speakers are in a great big door, but the back speakers are in smaller door cavities. So because it's a smaller door cavity, it's going to have a higher resonant frequency and therefore a higher range of frequencies as well. So it doesn't do all the way down to 50 Hertz like the front speakers do. But yeah. What have I got? I think I've got my EQ set up for custom as well. What I actually did was I've got an RTA on this phone. Kisco Warriat. Hi man, what's up? I've got an RTA application on this phone here, which I sort of set down here and then play pink noise through the system, and then I adjust the EQ on the system. See if I go back to SD. And then I've got my EQ here. I can adjust this quite, significantly in quite a few ways. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A 13 band EQ, so it's pretty decent, and I was able to adjust that to make the RTA come out relatively flat, which is what you want in a sound system. You want it to come out with all the frequencies being the exact same level if possible, and that means you don't miss out on anything and nothing is too boosted. So that's how I've got my system set up. The crossovers on the amplifier and the EQs are all set to off and to 0, because I prefer to use built-in crossovers where you've got more adjustability and you can see what you're doing, than using tuning pots on amplifiers. I just find these easier, and you can adjust on the fly as well. Does this amplifier you have installed have software to EQ with computer? No, it doesn't. So it doesn't interface with the computer in any way. It's not that cool. It's not like an Audison bit whatever. It's just Rockford Fosgate, and it has the built-in clean setup, they call it, for adjusting your gains properly. It's basically, if you guys know what an SMD DD1 or DD1 Plus is, it's got that built in essentially. It works the exact same way, it just doesn't accept with its DD1. You just measure the output outside of the amplifier rather than actually inside of it. But you do the same thing, you tune the volumes, you play a test tone, then you adjust the amps accordingly. The only thing that does, which this amp system doesn't do, is it allows for overlap. That's actually something I don't even know what overlap is. I've never had to deal with it or adjust it. So, yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to do some research. But what I think I'm going to do now, guys, it's been 20 minutes. I can probably start working on these tweeter pods now, and I need to answer that phone. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video. Ka kite anō.